When you get married, what kind of roles do you want in your marriage? What kind of role do you want to exhibit to others around you? As a kid, you see your mother and father, if they are married, uh, go along in a certain aspect or going along in a certain way of life. For example, they have certain roles that they do in their daily life that exhibit a marriage. That's called marital schemata. In other words, it's a cognitive model of what a marriage is and should be. So you see your father go out to the shop, work on a car, mow the yard, things like that. Mom stays inside, does laundry, cooks dinner. That's one role in which a marriage shows. There's three of them total. There is traditional, separate, and independent. Fitzpatrick research had found these three roles, and it talks about it more in interpersonal communication, the book that we're reading in chapter 9. And I'd like to go over all three of those today, starting with traditional couples, how they act. And just like it sounds, it's the traditional, back in the day, marriage roles that male and female had, husband and wife. The man was head of the household. There was gender division labor, which, like I mentioned a moment ago, that the male did the manly things outside, provided for the house, brought food home, went hunting, things like that. The wife stayed at home and took care of the house, made sure that everything was in order, it was clean, there was food to cooked when the male had come home, the husband had come home, and after a long day of work, she took care and taught the kids, things like that. It's culturally conventional, which it goes over multiple cultures that fall into this role, traditional role. And they engage in conflict. They don't believe in going to bed mad at each other. When there's a conflict, they take about 5-10 minutes and then they come together and talk about it. They don't ignore it, which I find is the best way to keep a relationship. You don't just ignore it and blow it off like it's nothing. You talk about it and figure out what's going on with the other person, what you did wrong, and how you can come together and diffuse the situation. That's traditional couples. The next one is independent couples, and it's slightly opposite, more or less. It's outside the social expectations of what a husband and a wife should be. For example, the male can stay home and take care of the kids and take care of the house, and the wife, can go and provide for the house financially, and have that financial stability going on. They also will go ahead and go mow the yard, take care of the car. They can go hunting. That's how independent couples work. So there are two totally different roles that husband and wife do in those two different roles. The next and last one is going to be separate couples. They have their own different social networking. They have their own interests at heart, and they don't engage in conflict, which doesn't really sound logical to me personally, but some couples can do that and get along just fine and get over it. Like a fuse happened, and not even talk about it and just get over it. And they're not controlled by social norms either, just like independent couples. So just like the independent, the wife can go out and hunt and work on the car and take care of the house financially, as The male can stay home and take care of the kids and the house and make sure the house is clean and the dishes are done and the laundry is folded and just all these things that incorporate. So it's uh, different as traditional as well. So those are the three types of marriage roles that couples will fall under. And when you get married, think of what kind of roles that you're going to have when you continue your relationship and see how it works out. Well, we've learned something. Thank you.